for the Lakers and their co-tenants at Staples Center as they renew their rivalry with both as top contenders for the title once again. Fourth ring for LeBron James. Rob Pelinka going up to 2-4 for the late Kobe Bryant. And first ring for Anthony Davis with the Lakers. And they have their eyes set on more. Clippers came out strong, though. Clippers attempted more uncontested shots in the first quarter than contested shots. The Lakers defense not exactly in midseason form. Serge Ibaka welcome to the Clippers. He had 15. Then later, Anthony Davis double-teamed. Kawhi Leonard with the steal to Lou Williams. 11 for Williams off the bench. Those bench numbers something to keep an eye on for the Clippers this season. 29 off the pine for them as a team. Wesley Matthews getting worked by Kawhi Leonard there. Clippers 8 for 11 on uncontested shots in the first quarter. Lakers down by 20 after one. Second quarter, Lakers down 12. Here comes Davis. He had 18 points. Lakers still down 10. Under 2 minutes until halftime. Lakers down by 5. Davis to LeBron James. Look out below. 22, 5, and 5 for James. Lakers trail by 2 at halftime. Outscored the Clippers by 18 in the second. Easy math to do there. Third quarter, Clippers up 4. Leonard going to try to do it off the bounce. No good. Lakers running the other way. Dennis Schroder to James. Big finish. Year 18. And LeBron James can still get up. Lakers within 2. Later in the third quarter, tied at 75. Kawhi Leonard. He's got so many little shots in there that he can hit. Puts the Clippers back in front by 2. Later in the third quarter, Clippers by 3. Paul George. Fantastic night for him. He shot 13 for 18. Got the layup despite the contact there. Clippers with a 6-point lead. George for 3. Got that too. George and Leonard combined to score as many third quarter points as the Lakers, 24 in all. Clippers up 11 after 3. Fourth quarter. Clippers up by 6. George able to create some space. Another 3. He was 5 for 8 from way out there. 33 points for George. Here he gets the three-pointer, and he got fouled. Made the free throw to put the Clippers up by 13. And then later with the Clippers up 13. Leonard over Alex Caruso. 26 points for Leonard. And he and George give the Clippers the first win in the battle for L.A.
I thought I put a lot of just pressure on myself to score. I got into a good rhythm of making plays for the team. That's how I play. That's how I catch fire. I let the game come to me. I took the shots when they were available, and I didn't press. I thought that was the biggest thing. I didn't press for shots.
How about this? The Lakers did lead for a second in this game. They're just the third reigning champion to lose their season opener wire-to-wire over the last 25 seasons. The 11-12 Mavericks lost to LeBron James and the Heat, and the dismantled 98-99 Bulls lost to the Jazz. Time to welcome in Tim Legler. I feel like we were just talking about the finals, Tim, and here we are again.
Oh, man.
Let's talk
Short
about
off season for us, too, right?
Absolutely. Let's talk about Paul George. A lot of talk about him last year in the bubble, but he came out and really was the best player on the floor all night.
Superstar money requires superstar performance against the best competition, and that's what he gave him. And we know he's capable of this. He has the talent to do it. The key is he's got to do it at the time that they need it most, which is against the top competition, whether that's regular season like it was here on opening night, or at some point when you get into these postseason series. And at some point, they're going to have to get through this team in the postseason. And Paul George had everything working. And this is why he got that kind of money, because he's got such a versatile offensive game. He can take you off the dribble. He can post you. He can beat you in transition. He can take you deep. Whatever it requires, he can do it. The question is, can he consistently do it for this team in the biggest moments? He's disappointed with himself the way his season ended a year ago. Did not play very well at the end of that Denver series when they were shocked. I think this team is better, though, Stan. I think they've got parts that complement their two stars better with Serge Ibaka, Luke Kennard, and even Nicholas Batum. I think the Clippers are a better team, but all that really is going to matter is if Paul George plays as well as he did tonight, when he has to have it at some point in the postseason when they see this team again down the road.
Everything is magnified, Tim, when we're talking about the Lakers, including a season-opening loss to the Clippers. A lot of new parts for L.A., too. What are you expecting from them early in the season?
Yeah, I think they're using the beginning of the season almost like training camp, to be honest with you, because not only did you have a short turnaround, the shortest ever for an NBA champion in terms of time off, you also have new pieces you're trying to incorporate at the same time. So I think what they're going to do early is they're going to limit the minutes of LeBron and AD to around 30, which is what they were basically both at in this one. And now they're trying to figure out what are our best combinations. You've added a Montrezl Harrell, you've added a Dennis Schroder, Marcus Saul, Wes Matthews, and the list goes on. So now Frank Vogel has to take time that he didn't really have to use this in the regular season to incorporate these guys and figure out who does he want to ultimately start. What is his rotation going to look like in terms of those first 3 or 4 guys off the bench? And get everybody comfortable, get their legs under them. Would not be shocked at all if you saw the Lakers maybe get out of the gate to a 500 start over the first few weeks of the season. They're not worried about seeding. They know they've got the most talent in the NBA. And barring some sort of catastrophic injury to one of their top guys, Stan, I think this team has to be the prohibitive favorite to win another ring. So it's not about getting out of the gate, put your foot on the gas. It's about taking this time right now to ease your way into the season and hit your stride at the right time as you get closer to the playoffs.
All right, Tim, opening night gave us a team to watch in the East as well. We're going to take a look at them and then get back to you in just a minute.
You got that right. One other game on opening night. Warriors, Nets, and Brooklyn. Kevin Durant making his debut with Kyrie Irving and the Nets against Durant's former team, the Warriors, and Steph Curry. Hello. Curry back after playing just 5 games last season after suffering that broken hand. Steve Nash making his debut as head coach for the Nets. How about Kevin Durant shaking off 18 months of rust in just a few minutes? Those were his first points as a Brooklyn Net. 2 minutes later, it's KD. 7 of 16 from the field. Really set the tone early for Brooklyn. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the first. It's Kyrie Irving. 3-ball. He led the Nets with 26 points. But did you know Durant and Irving each reached double-digit points in the first 6 minutes of the game? Just the 6th pair of teammates to do so in the last 25 seasons. Later in the first, Warriors down 15. Kelly Oubre, out of nowhere, 6.7 boards for him with that ferocious finish. But that's just one of the few highlights for the Warriors. Meanwhile, Durant and Irving dominated in the first shot, shooting 10 of 15 from the floor in the opening frame, combining to outscore the Warriors 27-25 in the first. Nets led 40-25 after 1. Steph Curry and the Warriors, they struggled offensively. Curry driving has Brad Wanamaker spacing in the corner. So Irving has no problem coming off Wanamaker to help on to Curry, and Curry can't convert inside. He was 7 of 21 from the field, held to 33% shooting in this one. Steph to Kelly Oubre, wide open, air ball. Later in the second, it's Curry, cutting to the middle, finding Andrew Wiggins open for 3. He's way off as well. Not much help for Curry, as Oubre Jr. and Wiggins combined to go 4 for 20 from the field in the first half. Nets led 63-45 at the break. Third quarter now, Brooklyn up 20. Off the inbound, Durant to DeAndre Jordan with one hand. You need another look. Who's fired up? Jordan is. Later in the third, KD forces the steal, and then in transition, Spencer Dinwiddie to Durant. Take flight, please. Durant, 22 points, 5 boards in just 25 minutes. You need to see this again. Kyrie, a team-high 26 points at 10 of 16 from the field. Nets win big. Here's KD and Kyrie after.
I know it's a lot of emotions and a lot of, I got so many calls and texts about, playing again. For me, I was just like, I got to focus on the first possession, and then try to get through that and then move on each possession. So I try not to make too big of a deal out this whole thing, and realize I've been playing this game since I was 8 years old. So I just got to revert back to what I know.
It's been a long journey to get here and to be able to master this craft and to learn that it's not just about hero basketball. It's about how great the team is. And, I think I got caught up in that in my career a few times, just trying to play hero basketball where, the team success is really going to dictate how great you are as an individual. I don't need a All-NBA. I don't need an MVP. I just want a championship with a great team that I can look back on history and say we did it our way and we had fun doing it. I'm in year 10. All I want to do is enjoy every single day I'm playing basketball and coming into work. Other than that, I live my life with my family, and that's the most important thing to me.
Pretty obvious the Warriors could not contain Durant and Irving from tip. both reaching double figures in the first 6 minutes of the game. They combined for 48 points on 53% shooting on offense. Meanwhile, the Warriors scored just 14 points on 4 of 16 shooting when they were the primary defenders. That includes just 1 of 9 from three-point range. As promised, Tim Legler is back with us. All right, Legs, what's your biggest takeaway from watching this terrific tandem together for the first time on a basketball court in, of course, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant?
Well, I think for Kyrie, he's back in his comfortable place, which is next to a superstar that casts a little bit longer shadow. I think that's when he was at his best in Cleveland. He didn't have to worry about being a leader. He didn't have to worry about the responsibility of facing the media or answering to his teammates or the accountability. He can just go out and play. And when he does that, his talent is electrifying. And you saw that against Golden State. He looked comfortable. He looked relaxed. He looks like he's got a great flow next to Kevin Durant because ultimately he knows when you go out there and you play with a guy like Kevin Durant, he's going to clean up a lot of mistakes. And so the margin for error for Kyrie becomes much greater playing next to Kevin Durant. And when you go out there with Kevin Durant, the question for all of us was, is he going to be the same guy? Is he 100% of what he used to be? Kevin Durant, I think, showed me that in the preseason. He showed it again on opening night. And if he is going to be this, well, then the Nets are thrust into contender status. There's no doubt. When you look at the talent of their top 2 guys, and then you add into it a very deep team. When you look at guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert and Joe Harris, this is a team that's got a tremendous amount of firepower. Steve Nash is going to have to make sure he's juggling all of those balls that are in the air and making guys happy with their minutes, happy with their touches. It's not going to be easy for a first-time head coach, but ultimately, this team absolutely has enough depth to make a serious run at the Bucks and maybe even get to the finals. The key was, what do Durant and Kyrie look like? I think Game 1 gave you your answer. These 2 guys are going to cause a lot of problems for opposing defenses.
Yeah, not easy for Steve Nash, but as we know, Legs, a nice problem to have for a first-year head coach.